So anyone that has been following along with my social media over the last few weeks knows that I started a crowdfunder campaign for a new short proof of concept that I'm hoping to shoot sometime later in the year called State 11. And the very next day, my amazing stepdad got rushed into hospital and has been there pretty much the entire time. It was once described to me that running a crowdfunder is like having another full-time job as well as whatever you're doing, and that's really true. And although I've done my best to try and promote the crowdfunder once, twice a day on different social medias and things, really haven't had the bandwidth or the Wi-Fi capacity to be able to do anything to really push it, because we've been in the hospital for the majority of the time. Well, some really good news. My amazing stepdad, and I've been looking after my mum the whole time through this as well. She was living with us for a bit, but he is by no means better, but he is on the mend and he came home yesterday. So I feel a little bit more able to make this video. So what is State 11? Basically, anyone especially that has seen Charlie Foxtrot knows that that was also a proof of concept for a more ambitious feature, which is called Indigo. Indigo is basically an emergency word for when an officer has been assaulted or needs immediate response. And everything about Indigo is a lot bigger. We've got lots of set pieces and lots of firearm stuff, and I've got tentatively a couple of big cast names attached to it and things, and even, you know, being quite generous with the budget and whatnot, but we're looking at, you know, a big budget for that. So I very much decided that I don't think I'm going to be quite ready to raise the money for Indigo at the moment. No one's going to be looking at me and thinking, hey, hi Janine, let's give you several million to go and make your film. So what makes way more sense is to make still an action film, obviously, still a police film, obviously, but to make it way more low-key. And that's where State 11 comes in. State 11 in police terms, if you call in on the radio that you're going State 11, it means you're clocking off your shift, you're going home. And unfortunately, not every single officer gets to go home at the end of their shift. So that's kind of what the film is going to be all about, and it's going to be about probationary units this time as well. So very new officers, new to the job, who are just learning all about things and shouldn't be put in the situation that they end up in. Now, again, the feature, hopefully we can do for way less than the Indigo, several millions, but to again try and get some interest, to maybe find some producers and get some finance involved, to be able to get some really amazing cast and crew attached. Everybody said to me, make another proof of concept. So that's what this State 11 is, a proof of concept to be able to go ahead and make a lower budget feature. Basically, it's a probationary unit. It could be in Swindon, Wiltshire, could be in London, doesn't really matter where they are at the moment. They get called out on what is a routine call to an abandoned block of flats, abandoned office block, doesn't really matter at the moment which, and there are squatters inside the building, and these probationers are still in their victim phrase, where they're not supposed to be meeting offenders and doing arrests and all those kind of things first, because it takes, I did 9 months training, and I'm sure it's not that much different now for response, and you start off having to just do anything to do with witnesses and victims and that kind of thing, and some like non-confrontational routine sort of shouts that you attend to try and like move people on and that kind of thing. And when they get to the office block, the flats, whatever we can find, it is not just squatters that are there. We have some gang members who are completing an initiation, and that initiation, in a very Gangs of London kind of style way, is kill a cop. And not only kill a cop, but film yourself killing a cop. We want to want to do this justice, and we want to film the scene when the probation units first get to the scene, and things go slightly awry, and one of our big set pieces is delivered with all of the stunt work and fight choreography and all of that kind of stuff that goes with it. We could do this for peanuts, we really could, and if we did it for peanuts, it's probably not going to look quite as good, but also it'd be really difficult to keep everybody safe, to have, you know, proper stunt coordinators and fight choreographers and all of that kind of thing and that's not what I want to do. I'm not looking at millions to film a proof of concept, but we just need enough to be able to keep our actors and our crew safe when we're filming these intense scenes that involve quite a lot of choreography for the fights and things as well. We always have very realistic fights. We are filming British police officers, response officers. These aren't even firearms officers, these guys. So I'm not going to be using any the raid style silat or anything like that. And as much as I would love Scott Adkins to come in and do some of his amazing, you know, MMA type things and whatnot, this isn't what that is. This is going to be just balls to the wall action with real gritty havoc kind of style and Gangs of London style choreography and whatnot, because the films like those are my bread and butter. They're my influences as well. I'm waffling already, which is what Janine does, the queen of waffle, especially because I haven't done anything like this for ages, so I just blah. But anyone who doesn't know me, I am an ex-police officer myself, so that's kind of like that's my unique selling point. I don't think there are many ex-police officers, especially female ex-police officers, that are now action directors. Maybe somebody will correct me on that, but I can't actually think of any. I was really surprised to learn that there aren't actually that many women that work behind the camera in action either. I love my horror, but my action is just like, I love action. People know that about me. Give me a film with Scott Adkins or Frank Grillo or Bren Foster or just anywhere, Iko Uwais, anybody like that, and I am going to be more than happy. I love all of that kind of stuff. You know, those kind of things are what make me smile, what make me passionate when I'm watching it as a viewer, and that's what I bring to my own films as well. Charlie Foxtrot is still on the festival circuit at the moment, and where it has been shown, it seems to have done okay. And that's mainly down to my amazing actors and the amazing crew that I had. DOP, who I have worked with twice now and would work with again in a heartbeat and intend to work with on all of this, Tom Laxton, he's absolutely fabulous. I want my leading lady back, Kate Speak. She was the main police officer in Charlie Foxtrot, and as long as we get enough money to be able to get her to wherever we go, she's going to be one of our main officers in State 11. Mark Strapan, who has worked in several things including Strike Back, and he was in The Lair, and just an amazing new Jack the Ripper documentary, written in red, I want to say, which is on the History Channel. And I just worked with him for Paramore. He is going to be one of our officers. Desmond Eastwood, who has been in Blue Lights and was absolutely amazing in that. I just worked with him where I was second AD on Love and Bullets, and he's absolutely amazing. These are the guys that I've got as police officers so far. Got a few people lined up potentially as the baddie gangsters as well. And another person who I'm dying to work with, who's a good friend of mine, who potentially may be able to come on board as one of the other police officers. Doing everything to try and get the casting crew on this who just are as passionate as I am about making films and about making action films. And what we really need is some money to be able to do it. And not everybody can put money in, and I completely and utterly understand that. But if you think that this sounds like a really cool idea, if you like things that I've made, if you like any of the actors that are involved with this already, then please can you share our campaign, because algorithms and things are really weird and I don't understand it all, and social media is a minefield in itself and all of this kind of stuff. I'm shit at TikTok or anything like that, so there's no way that this is going to go viral, and I wouldn't know how to do that in the first place. But as many people as we can share stuff with, if they can share it and then they can share it and they can share it and all of that, you know, there might be somebody that I have no idea who they are, they have no idea who I am, because they're a follower of a follower of a follower, I can't even speak now, and they might see this and think, bloody hell, I've always wanted to be an EP on a short action film, especially an action film that's hopefully going to be made into a feature. I could put some money into that. I could get my name on Internet Movie Database. I could say that I have helped support that. So you just never know who's out there that I have no reach to whatsoever, because I've got barely any followers, and who would want to follow me with this waffly video, which is now nearly 11 minutes long. Oh my God. So anyway, that's me. I am Janine Pipe. I am an ex-police officer who now makes action films, and I really want State 11 to come to fruition so I can get to work with the amazing actors and the amazing crew who also believe in this project. So if there's any way possible you can donate even pennies, or if there's any way possible that you can share our campaign, we will be so grateful. Thank you.